Knock this in, 31 pickup right here. Smart, smart. Don't think about our offense. Guard for me, all right? Here we go, 1, 2, 3, down.
Inside Notre Dame basketball with Mike Bray is presented by Team Notre Dame members Adidas, Gatorade, McDonald's, Coca-Cola, and Sprint. Inside Notre Dame basketball is also brought to you by ATI Physical Therapy, Bank of America, CBTS, Xfinity, Meyer, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, Sirius XM Satellite Radio, and UPS.
Welcome, Irish fans, to this week's edition of Inside Notre Dame Basketball with Mike Bray. I'm Jack Nolan, joined as always by the head coach of the Fighting Irish and coach this final week of the regular season, kind of a microcosm of the entire season. You played very, very well, may have even surprised some folks, and yet you ended up with a couple of heartbreaking losses.
Two tough ones for us, Jack, but I love how our group battled the Pittsburgh game. We go to overtime, we're fighting and scratching, just couldn't finish it. And then our second half against North Carolina in a very tough atmosphere, had a chance to win the game, slipped away. Again, disappointing, but, I think the Carolina second half could be something to build on as we move toward Greensboro.
And it was like old times when old Big East rival and now ACC rival Pitt came to town. And for the fourth time this year, overtime was needed to decide the outcome of a Notre Dame game. All the highlights are coming up right after this timeout.
When you have the most live college football,
food's ready.
Okay, coming.
All you want to do is watch college football. With Xfinity from Comcast, you get the most live college football, including ESPN Go Line and Watch ESPN. You can't get all that with satellite. So switch to the Xfinity HD Premier XF Triple Play or ask about other bundles starting as low as $99 a month for a year.
Your home for the most live sports. Xfinity.
One more. Let's go, yo.
No.
One more.
One more.
One more time, come on!
One more, let's get it, let's go!
Proven hydration to help replace what you sweat out.
One more championship, let's go!
Folks, Senior Day is always a special day, and Coach, I know you're really proud of this year's senior class that has not only had a lot of success, but they've done a great job leading through a year of tremendous adversity.
They really have. I'm very proud of this group. I mean, it's easier to lead when things are rolling along very smoothly, but this group has handled their business like men, and we start with our managers here, our senior managers. Tim Fulnecki, a local product here from Marion High School. Joe Krug, our other senior manager. Both of those guys, just a fabulous job helping us. They're really a part of the team. Pat Crowley, took him as a walk-on as a sophomore, and he has just become a mature young man. His maturity around the team, I think, has been very, very powerful and very important. He's going to be a very successful young man. Tom Knight, fifth year, came to us, maybe didn't love the game, wasn't in the greatest of shape, but made himself a heck of a college basketball player and has really been clutch for us throughout his career. I'm very proud of him and the 5 years that he's given us. Garrick Sherman, we got by way of a transfer. Disappointing year last year, but man, has he had a great year this year, Jack. He really has been good for us. Maybe one of the most improved players in college basketball. Proud of how he's finished his career here at Notre Dame. And this guy, I get a little emotional when I see this. He and I have been joined at the hip for a long, long time, and just a fabulous young man, a fabulous player, and one class act, and a great leader, especially in a tough year.
A lot of people worry about the emotions impacting the way a team plays on Senior Day. You guys have rarely had that problem. You'd won 8 straight Senior Days coming into this one, and you'd won 5 straight over Pitt, and you got off to another good start.
We got out of the gate really good, Jack. Again, we've had success against Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh, a heck of a basketball team this year. But early offense here, we get a fade screen, and Pat knocks down a 3. Certainly, he was feeling good from the 3-point line. Pretty good defense right here. This was a little bit of the story of the game. We dodged this bullet, but them on the offensive backboard really hurt us. Off in transition here a little bit. Pat makes a good decision. Eric with a little move and knocking it down. Him being an aggressive scorer has been a key for us since Jaron has left. He has to hunt stuff. Here's another example. This move is one he's patented. He gets in, he jump stops, gets people up in the air, and comes back and shoots a runner. Defensively here, we get a hand on one and we're off in transition. Eric, so good in transition. Watch him read the whole floor. He drags a little bit, nice and easy, finds Pat kind of filling in late and Pat feeling good about his jump shot. Heck of a play by Pat to kick it. Demetrius Jackson really gave us good minutes and feel good about how he's improved, especially late in the season. Running our circle motion, Austin Burgett steps up, knocks one down, 4-point play. Austin Burgett, since his health issue, has gotten better for us. Against their zone, we knocked down a three again. Pat Connaughton was really feeling it. We run a little set on the baseline here. Eric decides to probe, end of half situation. We end up getting this three at the end of half, but we gave up a three right after that, where you would have had some more momentum. Second half right here, Pitt is a group that can really drive the basketball. Big three-point play. For about 4 minutes in the second half, we kind of lost control of things, and they had their way with us, and it was really kind of hard digging out of that hole. Patterson with a heck of a pass against our zone right there for a dunk on the backside. Patterson again sticks a three here in the corner, maybe a player of the year in the league this year. But we keep fighting. You know, we keep battling. Really nice read right there by Eric to Garrick Sherman, and we're hanging around. You know, defensively here, pretty good initial defense. Story of the game, though. Second shots, we look pretty dead in the water. You know, down three here with 17 seconds. That's a good look. We keep it alive. What a play by Steve Astoria. What a pass by Pat. What an extra pass. VJ Beacham cold in the game, sticks a three, and we get this thing to overtime. And we're battling in overtime. Just love how we battled. Eric here with a nice probe. You know, finds Steve. Steve with a big shot. Steve made every key play in overtime to give ourselves a chance. That was a tough one there. We were up two with the ball, and we turned the thing over, and that kind of hurt us. It was hard to recover after that one right there, and Pitt ends up winning the basketball game. But, you know, I was really pleased. Steve with another big three. Again, we never really thought we were going to lose. We kept battling. Shot a great percentage, Jack, as you see there, 54. But 38 rebounds to 22 and 21 offensive rebounds. You just can't win that way.
And, Coach, you certainly hit on the key points in the game. It was your best shooting performance in an ACC game this year. Down to the wire, real bright spot, though. Talked a lot about Steve Astoria. Career high, 15 points. He had 10 points in the overtime.
He just continues to get better and better, Jack. I think he's playing more like an upperclassman right now, and is a key for us as we move into the ACC tournament. But what a key for us moving forward in his sophomore year.
A few hours after the Pitt game, the Irish hopped on a plane and headed to North Carolina to get ready for a Monday meeting with a Tar Heel team that had won 11 games in a row. Most folks thought the Irish had no chance. When we come back, you'll see why most folks were wrong.
Multi-million-dollar athletes can afford almost anything. But what they really want,
welcome back, sir,
is what they never stop loving. McDonald's dollar menu at breakfast. With options like the sausage McMuffin and the McCafe coffee, they can pick their favorites and share the wealth. There's something for everyone to love at McDonald's.
Now, Coach, in a twisted sort of way, it somehow seemed fitting that you go into the last regular season game losing another key player, Garrick Sherman, re-injuring his finger, so you have to start your 12th starting lineup of the season.
I don't know if I've ever been part of something like that. 12 starting lineups, tough for Sherm. The finger popped out twice against Pittsburgh, so we decided to rest it and calm it down before the ACC tournament. Give some other guys an opportunity, there's no question. In the second half, we really get off to a great start. They trap us early, Pat with a big drive, and we're feeling good about ourselves here offensively in this second half. Pat with a heck of a drive, three-point play right there, and we come out of the gate in the second half after being down 14 and really believing and playing fearlessly. Pat again, big-time jump shot, stepping up, and we're making this thing very interesting. Little set we run on the baseline. How about this move? A lefty runner by Pat Connaughton. How much has this young man improved, not only through his career, but this season? Now Eric Atkins goes to work, and it really becomes, Jack, his show for a while. Off of ball screens, he's doing clinic kind of stuff, running this team off of ball screens, being poised, splits a ball screen here, shoots a runner off the board, and just we've got this thing down to one possession. Our defense was excellent in the second half. They only scored 22 points, and that was really the key. And Eric right here on a nice poised break ties the game. Again, really impressed with our D. They go zone here a little bit, and we do a great job of probing a gap and getting Steve a three-point shot for the lead with 13 minutes to go. Ball screen by Zach. What a pass again by our point guard. Talk about engineering the offense, scoring, hitting guys on a ball screen. Here he goes again, just feeling really good. Tom Knight on a roll and a dunk. Again, Atkins just, again, ball screen here. He's in, he's probing. That's just one heck of a shot, left-handed. Crosses over, scores it lefty right there. Defense, Tom Knight, great energy off the bench for us, Jack. How about this move by our freshman? Little crossover and a running layup right there to give us a 2-point lead under 4 minutes. Eric Atkins again on a drive. Tom Knight keeps it alive. We're back on our transition defense right here. McAdoo with a runner. Pretty good defense, but McAdoo with a runner in the lane. Carolina takes the lead. In our diamond and kind of one look, they get a three-point play on the baseline. Down 3, playing against their 1-3-1 zone. Tough one here, but how about Pat Connaughton on the board? 13 rebounds, 17 points on a bad ankle. The most courageous performance I've seen out of a Notre Dame player in my 14 years. Three-point game, we're coming down here. Pretty good look by Eric Atkins to cut it to 1. We'll drive it and cut it to 1. And we got a chance to tie it or win it. We get the ball screen right around half court. Eric goes in. I think he thought there was not enough time to kick it to Steve. He's got to make that decision. Tough luck right there, but man, I love how we played and battled to give ourselves a chance to win against the hottest team in the league.
And the final stats show that you outshot North Carolina everywhere, but at the free throw line, where a 5 for 12 performance did hurt you in the end, but didn't erase just how impressive your team's second half effort was.
Yeah, I was really proud of our group, Jack. I mean, we played fearlessly, and we played fearlessly the last 2 games, but that second half of the Carolina game, we need to use that as momentum as we move down to Greensboro in the ACC tournament.
When we come back, we'll sit down with a young man who is majoring in psychology, will eventually make his living as a 7th-generation farmer, but next year will be making money somewhere playing basketball. Our senior chat with Senator Garrett Sherman is coming up next. Notre Dame recruited Garrett Sherman hard when he was playing for Kenton High School in Ohio, but Sherman ultimately signed with Michigan State, where he played in 70 games over 2 seasons, starting 29 and playing in the 2010 Final Four. But after his sophomore season was completed, Garrett felt he needed to make a change, so he decided to accept an offer he had turned down the first time it was made.
This was my second choice coming out of high school, so when I knew I had a chance to play for Coach Bray and take up that opportunity for the second time, I wanted to take advantage of it.
Until the finger injury, you were leading the ACC in field goal percentage. For a long time, you were leading the league in rebounding, and you've been in the top 15 or so in scoring the entire year. That sounds like a pretty good year.
Yeah, it's where I expected myself to be. It just took me a little bit longer to get to where it was, but I'm happy with the way it turned out.
What's it been like to play for Coach Bray?
It's been awesome. It's been everything I've been promised. Coach Bray's done nothing but support me and help me through the last 3 years, and it's been an honor.
Who is your role model?
My dad. You know, he's made me into the man I am today. Definitely a lot of morals and, you know, the way he goes about doing things is definitely something I try and live my life by. He's meant everything to me.
When basketball ends for you, there's no question in your mind what you're going to do.
Yeah, I've had that career path picked out for a long time. I'm the 7th generation of a family farm, so it's always been something that's on my mind and something I work for.
When a college basketball player at this level gets a break, most players go home, put their feet up. Coach Bray says he calls you, and when you go home, you're working. You may be working harder at home around the farm than you are when you're here.
When everybody goes home in the summer, they get, you know, 6 weeks off. I'm working probably 8 to 12 hours every day. But it's hard to say it's too much work for me. I love doing it. I love working with my dad, my brother. You know farming is your long-term career, but what's in front of you short-term? Basketball. I'll be playing basketball somewhere next year. Gonna figure that out along the way, but I'll be playing somewhere. You know, obviously the NBA is the goal, and the way you can handle the ball and score, that's certainly out there. But if you end up in Europe, that seems like a pretty good fit for you as well. Yeah, I've actually had a lot of people tell me that, you know, that my game translates to Europe very well. So, you know, that's an honor. It's not a knock at all. You know, the way international basketball has improved over the last 20 years, you know, it gives me an opportunity to keep playing. As far as I can tell, you're the only player to ever play in 3 different major college basketball conferences. Do you ever think about that at all? I have. You know, it's kind of crazy. It's been an honor, and to be able to say that I played in 3 of the most premier basketball conferences in the country, it's awesome. What's been your best moment at Notre Dame? I feel like you might as well ask me what my second moment was. I think everybody's witnessed my moment. The Louisville game last year, the 5 overtimes, that's just something I'll never forget. What are you going to miss the most about playing basketball at Notre Dame? The coaches and teammates. That's something I've really appreciated since I came here. Everybody's been so, you know, we're so close. Everybody's we do everything together, so that's the thing I'll miss the most. Now, even battling that finger injury now for almost a month, Garrick is still 17th in the ACC in scoring. He's 5th in rebounding and still 2nd in field goal percentage. Is it fair to say he has lived up to your expectations? He really has, Jack. He really has. Last year was a tough year for him, kind of finding his way. And I know the summer he talked about really attacking this senior year with a vengeance, and I couldn't ask any more out of the young man. He also has played with a bad hand, and that's kind of distracted him. We're trying to get that thing calmed down for the ACC tournament. Very proud of this young man and what he's done for our program and how he's represented our program. This week's Ask Coach Bray question, and Eric Katenda runs the Inside Notre Dame Basketball Fast Break when we return.
Before they earned enough cash back from Bank of America to help pay for Benny's expenses. Before they earned 1% back on all purchases, everywhere, every time. And 2% back at the grocery store. Even before earning 3% back on gas, with no hoops to jump through. They opened a Bank Americard Cash Rewards credit card just in time to open their hearts. That's the magnitude of rewarding connections. Apply online or at a Bank of America near you.
It's time now for this week's Ask Coach Bray question presented by CBTS. This week's question comes from John Christ of Bluefield, Virginia. Coach, obviously it hasn't been the season you had hoped it would be. What has been the most difficult aspect you have faced? Academics, injuries, personnel losses, or a combination of the 3?
All of the above. You know, we've had a lot of distractions with this group, but I tell you what, I give our group a lot of credit. And it goes to our seniors and Pat Connaughton. You know, they've kept us pretty darn focused on, okay, we don't have him, here's our group, move on. Okay, we don't have him, here's our group, move on. And I think we've been very mature about that. I think we can be the healthiest we've been in a while as we head to Greensboro, and that's exciting.
Eric Katenda was one of the highest-rated forward recruits in the country when he decided to come to Notre Dame, but a well-documented litany of injuries has kept him from a meaningful role on the court in games during his first 2 full seasons with the Irish. However, he has been a solid contributor in practice, and as you are about to discover, he has an endearing personality that has earned him many friends all across campus. Who is your role model?
My mom.
One thing the public would be surprised to learn about you.
I'm actually American.
Favorite NBA player?
Michael Jordan.
Favorite part of practice?
Shoot around.
Worst part of practice?
Stretch.
Player on the team most like you?
Austin Baguette.
Toughest class you've taken at Notre Dame?
Social psychology.
One thing you always hear from Coach Bray in practice.
That's a good one, EK. I don't think that was a good one, EK. 1 to 2.
Assistant coach who is most like Coach Bray.
Actually, none of them. I'd probably say Digger Phelps. Remind me the most of them.
Best nickname on the team, and who has it?
Me, just because I have so many. I can't say it on camera, but I have a lot.
Best leaper on the team?
Connaughton.
Best dunker on the team?
Myself.
Worst dunker on the team?
Eric Atkins.
Best dresser on the team?
Eric Atkins.
Worst dresser on the team?
Steve Astoria.
Free throw contest, who wins, you or Coach Bray?
It's got to be me. No mercy. I'm going to take that win.
You know, people sometimes say life is unfair. Life's been unfair to him in terms of his basketball career with all the injuries. Now his knees are bothering him again, but he always keeps his head up.
He is. He's really kind of been an inspiration for a lot of us. He's never felt sorry for himself through all the things that have happened to us. And as you can see, he's got a lot of personality. He's a pleasure to be around. We're going to try and get that knee right here and see what's going on this summer in our foreign tour with him. But proud of him, and he's doing a heck of a job in school.
Yes, the Irish lost 2 games this past week, but neither game was decided until the final play or overtime, meaning that there were plenty of candidates for this week's ATI Moment of the Week. But this moment stood out.
22 seconds left. 65-62. Atkins over the midcourt stripe. Atkins right foul line extended. The 3 on the way. In and out. Rebound battled for. Vastoria saves it to Connaughton. 11 seconds left. Back up top Atkins. Beach him for 3. Got it! 65-65.
You probably thought it would never happen, but it always does. Finally, winter is closed, and suddenly the world is open. When you get everything you need to freshen everything up at Lohmeyer prices, the possibilities are endless. The world's open. Come on in.
I'm very happy I made the switch.
It's easy.
They're great.
As I go out, being nervous about going out into the world.
You switch because
for what you get and what they give back.
Of the people.
It'd just be another thing that I know is there for me all the time.
It's a no-brainer.
It's about family. It's about values. It's about doing things the right way.
And that's why I'm sticking with them.
You just get sucked in, and it's great. We're there.
Notre Dame Federal Credit Union. Come home.
You know you're going to get the best when you go to Notre Dame Federal Credit Union.
Well, folks, it's tournament time, and Adidas has come up with special jerseys. Now, the president won't be commenting on these. I really like these.
These are classy, and, you know, it's our last go-round with Adidas, and they've been great for us, but classy look about it. And the interesting thing in the collar back here, I don't know if you can see it, is it has God, Country, Notre Dame, which I think is a nice classic touch to this thing. It always excites our guys to get in the postseason look, and we'll break those out in Greensboro.
That's right. New shoes. They've got the gold heel like what Eric Atkins has been wearing, and Harold Swanigan helped design the color pattern on these shoes. And it is special to be in the ACC tournament, and it's an opportunity for your team, who has been competitive throughout the season, to pick up some wins.
Well, it is, Jack. I mean, we've played everybody close at the top except Virginia. You know, that's the only one that we've struggled with. We've beaten Duke. We had a chance against Syracuse. We had a chance against North Carolina. So you go to Greensboro dreaming big dreams. We got a little bit healthier this week, which we needed. We needed some rest. But let's go down there and let it rip.
Folks, that will do it for this week's show. We'll be back next week with all the highlights from Notre Dame's first appearance in the ACC tournament and a special conversation with the only 3-time captain in Notre Dame history, Eric Atkins. Until then, for Coach Bray, I'm Jack Nolan. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, go Irish.
Inside Notre Dame Basketball with Mike Bray has been presented by Adidas, Gatorade, McDonald's, Coca-Cola, and Sprint. Inside Notre Dame Basketball is also brought to you by ATI Physical Therapy, Bank of America, CBTS, Xfinity, Meyer, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, Sirius XM Satellite Radio, and UPS.